in theory, we're recording top quality 5-star internet content, which can be placed on the YouTubes.
In theory, yes.
Right, fine, okay.
In practice...
Wait, what does that say? Warning outflow area.
I wrote all those down.
God. Thanks for that. Yeah. This is quite cool. I remember what you have to do here, because this is the bit where you have to get to the quarantine wall. Yeah, I really like this, because it's kind of like a half a hostile map and half kind of civilian.
Anyway, so this is the first of our non-streamed Dishonored playthroughs. So we've started a good sort of 3/4, 5/6 of the way through the game.
Look, this is utterly macabre.
Oh. No surprise.
Even Half-Life 2 wasn't quite that bad. It basically did exactly the same damn thing.
Well, it's the same art designer, isn't it?
Yeah, probably it is. You can totally reuse all his ideas.
They're quite good, to be fair. Right.
Rudshore Gate. If anyone's not familiar with this, we are playing... Is that a sort of trompe-l'oeil illusion of a girder painted on a wall? No, behind you. Look up. No, look right a bit.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's not. Okay, it's not that serious an effort.
It's kind of good.
You have to be standing in the exact right spot, though.
As you can tell, I'm currently in control of this chap, Corvo, and Tim is telling me what to do. It's a bit like Nightmare, but I'm even worse than the kid was.
Yes.
You don't get that reference?
Nightmare?
Yeah.
You remember Nightmare?
Yeah.
God, that was brilliant, wasn't it?
Much rather than this.
The frightening one was the one where they would kind of had to go left along, was it buzzsaw blades or something was coming at you in Nightmare?
Lots of things. There's the sort of narrowest winding things and all the what have yous.
I like the one where you just have to navigate around the pits.
Oh, it's got loads of freaking tool boys. I hate these guys.
Well, look, what you have to do here is there's something to do with the lamps. If you switch on the lamps, the tall boys go and attack the building that the lamps are pointing at.
Well, that's evil. I mean...
yeah, it probably is a high chaos way through, but...
That hasn't stopped us before.
So this game, if people aren't familiar with it, is called Dishonored.
Have you been working on that the entire time you've been playing this game?
I'm working on that for the last 3 seconds. That's
full time for you.
Exactly. It's going to cast doubt on my improvisational skills. No, this doesn't work, Mark. You know that.
Correct.
So anyone who happens to have tuned into our previous stream will have recorded 99% of the time in the previous stream was spent by Mark trying to use the teleport power to get on top of one of these stupid stilt walkers and stab it, which is obviously total madness.
I think you'll find they're called tool boys.
That probably had interesting information in it. Bloody hell.
Dark. Anyway, you need to hook the floodlights somehow.
You just need to go and find it. You need to get a thing of oil. There'll be a note there saying it.
Oh, no, I've been spotted. Run away. It doesn't look very hard. Ratties, sort this out.
Oh my god.
Look, it works.
He's shooting at you.
No, he's not shooting at rats. Not going to work. There's millions of them. Get fucked, buddy.
There's not millions though, are there? There's about 20.
To be fair, that's quite a lot of big rats.
Well,
like it's
not by my standards.
His corpse is now entirely gone.
Yeah, they managed to eat the bones. Who was it who wrote The Rats, the horror novel The Rats? Oh, James Herbert. It was basically Garth Marenghi. Well, he is. What was Garth Marenghi's one? Something that attacks Bristol?
It is placenta.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
There's the film with that kind of thing happening, called Body Melt, though. So it's not actually that outside of the horror oeuvre.
The horror what?
Oeuvre.
Oeuvre?
Yeah, like a big egg.
Yeah. Okay, fine, yeah. I thought it was a device for an oeuvre, also called a vacuum cleaner. No, that doesn't work. Disregard.
He's running off. Right. Can we shoot the...
There was this movie.
No,
there was this movie I was trying to identify, which I failed to identify, which is a horror science fiction movie from like the 70s, right?
Can we shoot the tank? Will that do anything?
Yeah, it'll blow up if you hit the tank.
Partially. I was just looking for us.
You're wasting all our ammunition as well. The trouble is, if they're coming towards you off on the side, they've got too much armour.
Yeah.
It unfortunately takes a lot of hits to get them in the head. I don't think you can just do like a one-shot headshot kill on them.
He's putting around for us, so he's a bit Missed.
Right, so this movie, okay, is from the 1970s, and it's like a horror science fiction movie, and I thought it had Terence Stamp in it, but then I looked at old Terence Stamp's films on the IMDb, and he didn't seem to have been in anything one that had this premise. But the basic idea was it was kind of like a sort of medical...
This has gone terribly wrong, they're all chasing me now. However...
There wasn't any way it could
genius
go
plan,
right.
And now run away.
Yeah, no, these things are immune to rats. Go along the railway.
Isn't it? Yeah, it's fully charged.
You can probably go across the top of it, you just can't go through the end there.
Will we electrified? Let's find out. Yes, I'm dying.
Alright, we killed us almost immediately. Well, there should have been a sign saying high voltage. Shouldn't there? Or possibly high current, I suppose.
Depends if it's DC or AC, really. I don't think it's really explained in universe where
anyway,
the comes from. Well.
And arguably it's a secondary world. It may not, in fact, be anything remotely resembling physically. Oh, a bit of a coincidence if it isn't. Although, depends how you look at it.
Well, we can't use whales to make those wall light things, so...
I thought it was...
That's doing pretty well.
Yeah, well, the things that they call a whale isn't really exactly the same as a whale of our world, is it?
Yeah, it's kind of tendrily and...
It's got all kinds of weird stuff, yeah. But, I thought it was a shame, given that this has got the title...
Pylons. Ah! It's all gone wrong.
You see, that's a zombie.
Not anymore.
Yeah, fair enough. They would have died soon anyway.
Unless we're low chaos, in which case you can save them. But it's kind of like self-fulfilling prophecy here. If you're on high chaos by killing them, they all die anyway.
That guy might have just been drunk. Wait, on low chaos you can save them?
Yeah. If you're on low chaos and save both Sokolov and Piero, Joplin...
They invent a vaccine?
Yes.
Oh, right.
Oh, it wasn't a vaccine cure.
Anyway.
I think that's the assumed finish of Dishonored 2.
Oh, I see, that they did fix everything.
Yeah.
That's fine. The outsider walks what? Among us. Not among us.
Those things are huge.
Yeah.
No, don't vomit on me.
Oh,
not you in the game either.
Flies coming out of it. Yes. Seldom, if ever, puke on each other while recording these videos.
This corpse is not working.
Well, that's true, isn't it, though? It's an out-of-order person.
Very deep.
Yes. Right, so, in this movie, okay, we're talking about movies that have, like, brain transplants and stuff like that in them. Because very frankly... Well, look, never mind, I'm changing the subject to something else. Right. There's loads of Frankenstein movies where the brain gets put in something like Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell, where they transplant an insane maniac's brain into a helicopter. To be honest, into a different insane maniac's body. It's not that big a change. Anyway, but there's this movie called Horror Express, which is set on a train.
Yeah.
Which is made in like the late 70s, which has Peter Cushing as... I think it's got Peter Cushing as a scientist. It's got Telly Savalas in it. It's got Kojak in it as a...
this already.
What?
I'm enjoying it already.
Yeah, Terry Savalas is in it. He just turns up in the middle. It basically is a drunk character who has no relevance to the plot.
Was he actually cast in the film or just turned up one day?
I don't know, but it's actually a pretty good movie. It's got Christopher Lee in it as well as like another mad scientist, and it's
might have one.
It's basically got like a demonic vampire that they put in a crate and it gets put in the Orient Express, and then it's being taken across Europe or Russia or whatever on the train. And while it's on the train, it sort of wakes up and starts devouring people, and it turns out to be caused by like a psychic parasite from space. So it's it's like a combination vampire film, demonic possession film, and sci-fi alien mind parasite kind of movie. But in this film, what it does is
3000.
Yeah, kind of. It drains. The creature in this movie is like it comes from outer space, and it drains. It drains people's like minds and eats their memories or something. And at one point, they perform an autopsy on someone. And Peter Cushing cuts open the guy's head and says, look, the normal human brain looks like this, and shows just exposed
his own brain.
Well, it just shows exposed brain, or he shows like a picture of a brain. Whereas the one that's been attacked by this parasite is all smooth. Like all the wrinkles of the brain have just been smoothed out. Because all of the memories of the person and the mind and personality have been erased. Which means the brains... Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the brain ceases to have the little creases in it. and it just looks like a completely smooth kind of like thing of flesh.
That's why old people are wrinkly, because they know so much.
Yes. Well, anyway, that's the premise of this movie. But there is actually a better one than that. That's not the one I thought Terence Stamp was in, right? Terence Stamp was in. Well, somewhere there's a 1970s movie, and I thought it. I thought it was this movie called The Mind of Mr. Soames, but it isn't. The Mind of Mr. Soames is something about like a. That's like about a guy in a coma who wakes up. Basically been in a coma since birth, so he kind of wakes up as an adult with no mind. But anyway, there's a different one than that, where the guy gets the brain transplant. Only instead of he gets the brain transplant, and it's kind of like how this affects him, having had a new brain put into his head. He's still the same person. It's just he's been given a brain from.
There we go. No, that's not what I want to do.
Yes.
They're solving the problem forever.
Oh, so that actually just opens the gate for us and through. Oh, okay, good work.
It's one of those not augmented reality. Oh shit, there's another troll boy.
Yeah, because of the bloody door.
I'm trying.
The exit of the level.
Look where we are.
Wanted, that's probably us.
That is us.
Masked man, who could he be?
I think next is, Granny Rags.
Oh god, I've forgotten about that. Pointlessly an additional boss.
I may just ignore her though. I mean, I've ignored all the runes in this level, so it's not like I'm doing it completionist.
Yeah.
It'd be like, rune, 1 out of 75.
But on the thing about the runes is that if you get them efficiently enough in the early levels, you buy all the powers you want, and you don't actually need all the extra crap. Half the powers are completely useless.
Well, we have level 2 dark vision, we don't use very much. Blink. Possession is okay, but not great. Bend time level 2 would be nice, so we need number 4 runes.
Shadow kill is kind of useful, but...
It's useful for a high chaos stealth run, which we are decidedly not doing.
Yeah. So I thought that movie was called something like The Man with Two Brains, but it's not, because The Man with Two Brains is... It's got Steve Martin in it. Yeah. That's a different parody neuroscience thing. This one is completely just the case of he's an ordinary man, his brain is removed and someone else's brain is put in, and it's about how he reacts to this, despite the fact that his brain is gone.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's a very important question that Science has yet to answer.
Science has yet to answer it because Science has yet to ask it. It's not even coherent, is it?
That's what the creativity course today was about, asking the right questions.
Asking the wrong questions.
Yeah.
And giving the right answers to them.
What was that Charles Babbage quote? The quote about Babbage? If you put the wrong numbers in, does the right answer come out?
I'm not really fully able to understand the kind of confusion of ideas that could have led to such a question.
That's actually a very important thing, though. Some of the things my supervisor's currently doing. Sorry, we're going off into biology here.
Right.
But, he's making sure that...
Oh my god! Technically she could have survived that, though, in the manner of Phineas Gage. She could.
Phineas Gage was not stabbed in the head with a big sword.
Well, he was shot through the head with a sharp metal stick.
Yeah.
That's the same thing.
Anyway, no one actually checked whether the statistics actually send you what you want it to. Oh shit, I'm being attacked by sea loaps, whatever.
Oh, the stupid clam things.
And they're over there.
Oh, I hate those.
I don't give a shit about this. Right. Bye, idiots. Oh dear.
See, this game, if to any unaware of, how's the healing potion?
I don't know where I'm being tapped from. I'm behind. I'm reloading because...
Oh my god.
Like, this mouse isn't turning. Look, I've turned the mouse.
Oh, it's the mouse's fault, is it? I thought
look how much I'm turning the mouse. It's moving like not a jot. Like it's... I don't know. It's the table.
I think it's your bad wrists.
I don't have bad wrists. Don't mock. Aha. Didn't do that, did you?
Now you're back in exactly the same situation you were in before.
No, not this time. I'm ignoring them.
I mean, this game is essentially a shameless knockoff or even a remake of Thief or Thief 2 in a lot of its styles. Obviously,
I call it an homage.
It's an homage to Thief, to the great stealth first-person games of the 90s. But obviously it adds a load of... Because modern gamers are far more shallow and,
Well, I didn't have the non-lethal things to begin with. They're added quite late in production, which is why they're so perfunctory.
So what?
Perfunctory?
What, you mean got holes in them?
No.
What non-lethal things do you mean?
Well, like the Lady Ball stuff and the...
oh, the options you mean?
Yeah. Because they got the playtesters in and they went, oh, can I just do these levels without actually killing them? And they went, we never thought of this.
Well, it's sort of fair enough in a way, because the game is actually an assassin-themed game. I mean, in Thief, you could...
Just ignore everyone.
Well, yeah, I mean, the goal, if you remember, was... Did we talk about this last time? That
it doesn't matter because no one was watching last time.
Yeah, it's true. Litha style, which was the unofficial sort of way that, you know, the standard way you do a Thief level. Mm-hmm. Rooms found 1 of 5, bone charms 2 out of 8, outsider shrines 0 out of 1. So cloth paintings. Anyway, Litha style was basically the idea of playing a Thief level is that you leave the level precisely as you found it, except minus all the money. Which means every single...
Anyways, the best way to play Thief is to leave the level exactly as fine, including all the money.
And just complete the objectives.
Yeah.
And don't spend any money, because if you're doing it really hard, you don't need any equipment anyway.
We'd all thought you'd been killed.
Because they tried to kill us.
Yeah.
But it meant...
You cannot kill the rat blade.
But it meant stuff like in Thief, you had to do things like you had to relock every door. So every time you open a door with a key, you had to relock it, and then strictly speaking, the standard was that you had to then put the key back. And you couldn't... There was no way to mechanically put the keys back on the belt of a guard if you pickpocketed the key off a guard. So you had to drop the key in the guard's patrol route somewhere while the guard was patrolling around. And there was one where you had to go through a door that required you to steal the key off a guard's belt, but there was no way to relock the door from the outside. You had to relock it from the inside, which meant you had to use the door, and as the door is swinging shut, you drop the key outside the door again, and the door swings shut and locks itself.
Did someone say, rats? I know I did.
What are you doing? This is our HQ. Oh, alright, it's occupied now, isn't it?
Well, it's occupied by us, but we're the villains now.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. But obviously, because today's gaming youth are far more shallow and just need to be superficially amused with explosions and things, this game has a load of crazy-ass weapons and spells that you wouldn't get in
rats.
Like summoning rats, like that. Winged Blast, which is completely pointless. I don't know what you're supposed to use that for.
That's pretty good. It's like more non-lethal than other stuff. They can't get up here. This is marvellous. I just summon rats and kill them. Oh no, he's
the rats are not going to kill that Siltwalker thing.
Tall boy. Which I think is the name for like big can of beer or something in America.
Is it?
Yeah.
What? Where did I get Stiltwalker from? Person's on stilt. A real thing's on stilts. It's just a name of something.
We're not taking this one live. Damn right. There's the Silk Striders in Morrowind.
Oh, it's this sort of big kind of like
taxis.
Yeah, it's a kind of giant insect, really, isn't it? Not exactly an insect. I don't know what it's supposed to look like.
It is an insectoid kind of deal. All right. Hello. Right. Plan B.
This is like Plan F at this point, by the way. But you see, you could basically play Thief like this, because the AI wasn't good enough, so you just run shit. And the other thing is that these guys have a far bigger range of stuff. Go up, go up.
I'm going to go up as soon as I get around the bloody... help. Mouse issues, don't turn. Ow.
Wasn't there a way of raising the mouse sensitivity?
It's not the mouse sensitivity, just there's some patch on the table where it just doesn't pick up that it's moving.
Oh, right. It's possibly because where you got the mouse there is the area of the table that was covered with testing varnish surfaces while we were doing the surface of the table like comic books, you know.
Right, let's use some of this. Not the being shot. Right, wrong way.
Just turning them yellow isn't going to do anything. Don't switch on yellowing. Draining mana to just turn them yellow. Or colour of your choice. That's downloadable content.
You know that?
You will be able to.
Yeah, but can get there.
Mark, do you know what the mission objective is?
Run away! I'm trying to get up here to get to the roof of the thing, because Sokolov and Janis Joplin have made a giant art panel.
Janis Joplin?
Janis Joplin, yeah, she's in game. Played by Brad Dourif.
Right.
Quite the cameo. Anyway. And if I get parts for them... Oh, yes.
There you go. Oh, it switches on the supreme...
I need to find...
The death pylon.
I like burst sync. Yeah.
He's calling him a rat bastard, which is literally strictly accurate.
Shit!
Right, I don't think you should have gone in there.
Well, That's what I think to that.
Why is it you're obsessed with rats in every game? You're obsessed with rats in Dominion as well.
It's the best card.
It's not the best card, it's the card that ruins.
No ruins do that.
No. Rats don't even give you ruins.
You're very confused.
Look, this is a drawing of you that's been... Special drawing, this is it.
She's in the tower with a flare launcher. Ooh.
That is fair enough, yeah. That's pretty good likeness.
What? The chief of rain says, send in more rats.
Oh my god.
And even needs to stab in the neck for a didge, doesn't it?
You need to find three canisters. Something going.
No, I need to find soft love and what's my actual objective here? Find Havelock's and clues to his plans. That's downstairs.
Havelock's the villain.
Yeah. Havelock will rats. This is working very well compared to our earlier attempts at playing this game.
Just reacting to the horror of people being stripped entirely of their flesh and, you know, the amount of...
And in the game.
See, I would play this as subtly and elegantly as a game of chess.
So am I.
I would pass through the... There are no rats in chess. You wish.
I think you find it's very difficult to lose chess if you put a load of rats on the board.
Yeah, but as that game of Dominion we were playing the other day clearly demonstrates, the rats just... It makes it totally irrelevant what the other cards in the game are.
It kind of matters. If there's no other tracking apart from rats, you get stuffed.
Well, because you can't get rid of the rats.
Yeah.
I suppose.
That way. Die already. Come on. You stupid Birch.
I think it's a shame you can't just keep this place open as a pub and run a sort of thing.
What? There's a sort of RPG-style side quest where the DM gets roped into doing something away from the main plot. Like, you know, Here is the hero of legend, you know, with glistening armour and a big sword. We ought to talk to that guy in the corner, the goblin, like sport, whatever it is. That kind of bullshit.
Yeah. Well.
Right. So now we go find Janice Joplin.
I'll be doing this. I'm doing this content for you know, Grant Howard Spire, the Strata expansion that's coming out. I'm doing this newspaper.
Strata.
Strata. That's what it was. Strata. That's what it's called. Yeah. It's, you know, multiples of strata, layers. Yes. I guess that's what they mean by it. Anyway.
You never know.
But I'm doing this fake newspaper set in the world of that money doesn't matter because we're not going to find any bloody shop to spend it in.
We are. We're going to go find Piero.
Okay, fine. But it is like, well, I composed a cryptic crossword.
No, that's rats. Sorry, Piero. There's a room.
Sorry. I composed a cryptic crossword for this fake newspaper for Spire. So there's a cryptic crossword that players of Spire can solve, which is obviously like basically the worst possible form of RPG gameplay you can give somebody. It's something that helps not even the slightest. And if you are the DM running the game...
Important cutscene. It's Sotlov, who's making the second game, and Janice, who is by the time of the second game actually dead.
Is he?
Alert. Yeah, it doesn't fit.
That doesn't mean he's dead.
I'm pretty sure he's dead in the background.
What, just slumped against the wall in the background?
Yes. Well, now we need to work our way back up.
Maybe, is it not just that it keeps... Because I thought the second game mixes up a few things from the various endings.
I'm not sure. Like, it definitely cures the rat plague, and the city is, like, pure and white and clean again, if with a seedy underbelly. I think we have killed all the girls and stuff, apart from the tall boys.
We haven't killed anyone. We were killed by rats.
That wouldn't stand up in court, Tim.
Yes. Of course it wouldn't. It's a rat. It would just sit there.
Look, have some of this. You little shit.
Oh, my God!
The promotion from Manny kills this one. Oh, hello.
Oh, jeez. So he accidentally shot his own mate's head off. I'm still horrified by this violence, by the way. How casualised it may have become in the rest of our culture.
Now,
I would be sufficiently...
I think you find them...
sufficiently immersed in the game.
If you summon a large pile of rats to attack you from the streets, people will still be shocked and amazed.
Yeah, all right, fair, that's probably true.
And these rats are big fuckers, they're up, you know.
Listeners can't see how far apart your hands are.
Thank God. Thank God, this is
all right.
all along.
Also, if anyone is listening, we have no way of knowing at the moment whether or not you'll actually be able to hear any of this, so we're very, very unconcerned about the general standard. Al, will you shut up? Al is also in the room chuckling.
Here are the blueprints. Astonishing. You made them, you
It's a piece of blue cardboard.
It's full on sort of, blue piece of here's what I made earlier kind of stuff. Put them on to sleep. Let's do non-lethal, having already killed an entire level.
Right, so the one person who's left alive will probably be blamed.
Not the tall boy guy. But how will he though? Because all the corpses will have vanished as well.
So the whole platoon will have disappeared. There'll be no explanation.
Yeah. It'll be like the...
I suppose in the context of the city, they will just assume that they've all deserted.
Yeah. What was that thing in the Soviet pass where people ate each other or whatever?
What?
That Siberian pass where everyone ate each other or something.
Oh yeah, what was that called?
Dietlov Pass.
Al's useful for something.
The Dietlov Pass incident. I thought you must press that bit. Oh, I thought you needed to find 3, but obviously not. Draining.
Can't stay hidden forever. Call back to see him.
Why is it safe for us to stand there?
Because it's like the original up islands. It's
discriminating. You can actually tell the difference, which is madness. Yeah. Well, on ethnic grounds, though. I mean, obviously.
Well, you don't know that.
No, of course not. But
in universe.
Right, so we've given them a super weapon, basically.
Callisto appears to be dead.
There's a pile of corpses down there.
Yeah.
Take off. Use the. Yeah.
Impossible. Oh. Yeah, if you're low chaos, Callisto doesn't get stuffed into a body wagon kills.
What were the other two? There's something searchable there.
That's Wallace.
Who was Wallace? Remind me.
He was the was it Callisto's brother? He was the other servant dude. And Lydia, you discover nothing. That's dark. Nobody cared about her even when she was alive.
Right, so basically all the secondary characters from the first game have been, from the first few levels, have been slaughtered.
Yeah, including the one who you could make unwanted advance of in the bath.
You could spy through the keyhole at her in the bathtub.
Then she'd walk in and say, "Huntington and Company," and she went, "Fuck off."
Yeah, right.
Or words to that effect. Not unreasonably so. Hello. Why does Emily need all this stuff? Right.
That's the player that summons the boat to take us to the island to rescue Thingy.
The Empress Emily. Well, future Empress. Boing. Oh, he goes something over there.
Yep.
It's outrageous behaviour, Samuel. Come to where you normally come. I've used a giant bead lightning gun to shut the drawboys down.
You made a complete pig's breakfast of it.
Look, nothing went wrong. Right, he did save our lives by only poisoning us a bit, but he did still poison us. So where's the moral clarity on this issue?
Yes. That's where the Lord Regent was building his new lighthouse.
Near the sea, you say?
Something to see.
And this is one of the only ones where it makes a significant difference.
To be honest, I'm thinking we...
Call it that?
Yeah, because I don't know if I want to replay the entire rest of the level. I'm starting to feel ill.
No. That's grand. Well, to be honest, we've...
One level to go.
Let's just wait to get to the lock. No, it's not the lock. That was the other one.
We've already done that bit. That was the return to the tower. I bet the Admiral's got to watch up in the lighthouse somewhere. Oh yeah, so because we were in high chaos, basically because you've solved every problem in the game with rats until now, near enough. We find that we arrived at a place in darkness. It's pouring with rain for some reason, and also the guys have started mutilating each other and that kind of thing.
and there's like art pylons and.
You see, whereas if you've been nicer to people throughout the game, and
it's like
were rats.
I haven't been asked why are you brutal. It's just rats the most expedient solution. Like a utilitarian thing. If I die,
and this guy, by the way, is also saying you've been very bad. I don't wish to see you again.
Yeah, which is why I will kill him with rats.
Is that really going to happen? I bet rats don't attack him. Yeah.
There we go. Died doing the love, being stabbed and thrown into water. Anyway, Cameron, ratties. Ooh, hello.
So they have a big map of the island just in case anyone needs help. You are here.
So you have to fight through the fort into the lighthouse. Once you go up to the lift, it's actually pretty easy, but actually getting there is kind of tedious. Well, not tedious, but long. Anyway, that's enough for now.
Save.
Hello, listeners. Welcome to part 2 of, part 2 of 7, where this is the second penultimate one.
Yeah.
The last one.
Part 2, the last part of 6.
As it's a mere 3 weeks till Easter, I'm eating chocolate egg.
Yes. So Easter being essentially a 6-week long, it continues 3 weeks after Easter as well. Mm-hmm. 6 weeks or more than 10% of the year really counts as Easter.
Good value holiday.
So the kind of crunching, cracking sounds that's the excuse anyway. It's the chocolate egg.
Not the bones of the condemned.
What the hell? Oh, okay, fine.
You're on a prison.
Alright, now I have to remember what the controls are.
F5 is save, I think, which is the most important.
This is Kingsparrow Lighthouse, the final mission of Dishonored on high chaos, thanks to Mark attacking so many tripods throughout the earlier game.
I think mostly is the eating people with rats.
Yeah, alright.
Which I would recommend doing here as well, which is very, very effective.
Right. So if you play the game with low chaos, you get to this island and it's lovely and sunny.
And we haven't killed the boatman because he's friendly, rather than saying, fuck you, Corvo. And so I took my revenge. Please, you have to jump.
Don't, it's not far enough.
You have to jump and go forward. It's very much
You have to take the risk to some extent.
Yeah. Are you in this game to win or to lose? Okay, you lose normal mana. What is this?
Just wait for it. Just recharge.
Yeah, but only recharge up to the level of 1 useful spell.
There was one there, didn't there?
Yeah. Let's hack it.
Oh, so it shoots at people?
Yeah.
Rewire tools remaining 7, yeah, no problem.
And I would crash down it, I will, so we're not taking the crossfire.
And this will now basically massacre everyone in the guards' yards, right? Do the guards have anywhere damage from this thing? Shooting at it, for example.
If you go back behind the whale oil tank there, you'll see the whale oil tank. And it doesn't fire.
It might do. I thought you did see them go down. So that over there's doing nothing.
Here's a music box, let me check.
Sorry?
Music box.
Oh, no. That's the best line of attack. I reckon it goes to that. Yeah.
And you're here. That's the giant spinning machine of death. No. The important thing to remember is that for some reason we can't get the gun out. The one doesn't work on the keyboard.
Ah.
So if you want to shoot the guy over there with the music box,
Don't.
okay.
This way.
Check under everything.
Check under everything. Yes, I think this is a bit of an insoluble problem for them, to tell you the truth. Right.
Well, hoist for their own petard.
So remind me, what's the mission objective we're supposed to be doing?
Kill our friends.
Oh right, that's right, destroy all the allies, because
Stab him! Not really you get high chaos like that.
I don't get high chaos particularly. It doesn't make any difference at this point anyway. This is the last level and it's as bad as things are going to get. This disables the wall of light, but we're not going to go in that way anyway, are we? Or are we?
You might have to, actually.
You really think I'm here, but you're wrong. It's to call.
He's slippery, check everywhere, I think.
Beach wall of light.
I think they confuse you with some kind of frog.
Okay. So basically all that pipe did was get us here into the control room, but it's not actually useful. We have to go back down and out and round.
And to disable the wall of light, which is very useful indeed.
Yeah, but there's shitloads of guys over there.
Might not be anymore.
Anyone up here really ought to be killed by our
Also, as I previously described, our friends the rats.
Oh, yeah, which is the rat spell?
8.
Someone's supposed to be on duty.
We've got a prowler on the loose, by which I mean
God,
200 rats. How come that guy's got like a fully semi-automatic weapon? Oh, we could.
We could.
We could. That's all of you.
Now, the rats will still be alive, so it can flee around.
Someone get over here!
What's the button for?
How do I stab you, guy? Okay. Come here. Ah!
Oh!
It's okay. Stab them, son, while I'm distracting the rats. This is...
Do the rats attack me if there's no one else left?
No, they're friendly rats.
Oh, good God!
My God, you're unstoppable. Pick up that Piero spiritual remedy.
This is a pretty dark game.
It's much like the tagline to a system game.
What? It's horrendous. Don't remember that one.
Up and over.
It's a camel.
Is that the best you can do? You disappoint me, Martin.
Why don't you come down and settle this man?
Oh, Martin's been
The
talking.
view is nice up here. I'm not moving.
Don't try to act afraid, you worthless piece of inbred.
Oh, there.
Corvo, alive and well.
It's rats time.
I suspected you'd show up here for the final fight over Emily. Poor girl.
So is this guy just like a boss act fighter?
No.
What's supposed to get him though?
It is optional. I'd hide and let the rats do their work.
This is not going to work well.
Might just just... Well, that worked. Thank you. Well, my suggestion is do the same thing but more rats.
But rattier is what you mean. Can I have a piece of chocolate egg?
Yeah, so let the rats do their work essentially. And if they aggro on you before the rats come in, then they'll keep attacking you, but if they attack the rats first, then the rats always.
The view is nice up here. I'm not moving.
Don't try to act brave, you worthless piece of inbred shit.
Come and get me if you're so strong.
Oh, egg.
Stupid.
I'd go up there and stab
Let's
the
see
guy
how
in
you
the
like
box.
this.
Not allowed. I want to be leaving.
Watch it.
Oh, that could work.
I'm exactly as badly as last time, all worse.
That's his worst. Oh, my scream, what he did.
And the shadows of people being eaten alive, screaming by the... What was that?
Damn it. Where'd he go? Oh, I'll find you.
Oil these things
Mom,
doesn't
right.
last long enough.
As area effect damage spells go, this one is utterly grotesque. I mean, just a conventional fireball would basically have the same gameplay perfectly.
Check everything.
It's very reminiscent of horror spells in D&D.
Happy Dalzim's horrid wilting.
Yeah, that drains all the moisture from someone's body.
Yeah.
Next time we slit his gut open. Aye, shark.
I was thinking that instead of high chaos and low chaos being the measure of the game, it should be high rats and low rats. Or it just measures the number of rats. You used 2,000 rats in this game.
It's going to be fast.
You only summon one natural one.
Oh really? I have not been paying attention. It must be said, this does make the most of their incredibly clever level design a bit pointless.
So it's very, what's the word, immersive, because the same applies to the level design in-game.
What?
You know, the actual sort of architecture.
Oh, true. Probably didn't know I could do this when they designed the building.
So it's a nice bit of out-of-game form following in-game form. You are around the rugby eventually. Try shooting him with a gun.
Can't even select a gun, the number one key doesn't work.
Mouse wheel.
The mouse wheel's too sensitive.
You ought to be sensitive. Stab him.
I'm going to stab him.
Guards,
Stab him?
to me.
No, it isn't.
Flank him. I'll reach.
Flank him.
Get over here. Take out his legs.
What's that?
I gotta get back right now.
I sketch with the just relay. Oh yeah, not MRL. I've seen something.
How much did I say before any of this crap started? So we've got to go through the same thing again now. Sorry about this, viewers, but this is what it's like.
Is that the best you can do? You disappoint me, Martin.
Right, going up there and getting this guy didn't actually work.
You is nice of you. I'm not moving.
Don't try to
don't-
act brave,
yeah,
you worthless
okay.
piece of inbred shit.
Come and get me if you're
Now ratting, yes?
Stupid blue blood.
Stab
See
one
how
more.
you
and
like
rat.
this.
Martin, you couldn't hit me if I was standing
We'll just keep
next
doing this.
Might be said that these guards kind of dropped the ball. Right.
Perfect use of rock.
I'm just getting to use the block. I don't even know what it is.
Oh, that went very well, Jordan. That went very well, Jordan, badly.
Oh, thanks for that. The sad thing is that Kingsparrow Island sounds really nice. And actually probably had a very interesting, you know, array of indigenous
Sparrows.
yeah.
I'm not moving.
Don't try to act brave, you worthless piece of inbred shit.
Come and get me if you're so strong.
Stupid blue blood. Let's see how you like this.
That's a big hole in the wall.
Martin, you couldn't
Gonna
hit
get
me
him
if
this
I
time.
was standing next to you.
Oh, because we got stealthily, we got special animation. Oh God, that's horrible.
And
Excellent move.
I've not set off the alarm.
That snake. Now,
So,
the gold coin. The man who brings me Corvo.
that's where you were. Yeah, go in the hole over there.
which hole?
That one. The wall.
How am I supposed to get up there?
I think you can just walk in.
To me.
Got into this trouble again.
You're going down.
I'm not going down. Ah! to go?
Use the rats.
Yeah, I'm doing it. That movie might not have quite, captured the minds and imagination of a generation if it was entirely all the powers were rat-based.
I think that's something. You're lifting everything out of the swamp by 5 million rats.
I have absolutely no idea where I'm going.
In there.
Through that hole?
Or the lower one, where it says drainage.
Oh, right, yeah. Or just across there via the gantry.
That's going there, I think.
Yes, it does. Here. That.
I'm dying.
Oh, yeah.
That's
That
Anderson.
accid's done me in.
And
I should have killed them all when I had the
Rats in.
chance.
Don't say that, my lord.
So the actual target is lying there.
You know?
Well, I probably didn't see that coming.
If they saw what you're doing outside, they definitely did. Now teleport in, and you can get up to the left.
Reach the lighthouse.
Yeah, to the White House.
There's probably
based
what's a very, very loose adaptation of Virginia Woolf's novel. Yes. I was thinking about the other day in reference to Diablo 2.
Oh no, there's a fire rat.
Shit.
You can go underneath it, look. Or you can summon a load of rats, that too. But look, yeah, on the left. And you can turn it to your side.
Probably aren't even 6 of those left in the rest of the game, are there? No. Probably has to rewire all of them. I remember playing this through stealthily. The rewire tools are really, really valuable, bit of equipment. You couldn't get that many of them.
Yeah, but playing it through rat-based.
Yeah. Playing it through rattily. No, the other genre of tenuous adaptations is that Diablo 2 is a loose adaptation of Charles Maturin's novel Melmoth the Wanderer from 1820.
Is it though?
Well, it kind of is, because that has this kind of immortal, sinister character, Melmoth the Wanderer, visiting people as a sort of spectre of death and evil.
The guy from the first Diablo.
The player character from the first Diablo is just referred to then as the Wanderer, and actually kind of behaves in a similar way.
Yep, and down the left.
What?
Get in the left.
Oh, right. Oh, through the door. God, what? Who has that then?
I think you might be able to get through the hole in the roof.
Oh, yes.
There we go.
Access the lighthouse. Go to the Burrows Lighthouse.
Why a set of burrows near the lighthouse?
I'm going to say the lighthouse is going to be a loose adaptation of the works of William Burroughs.
Listen, as you can tell, this is a very literary themed level.
Do you remember that one from Night Goat where they were doing the pun villains?
Unfortunately, yes.
There was one of them was they were eggs. And what were the eggs? Scotch egg.
Hard-boiled egg.
Hard-boiled egg, which was like a hard-boiled detective. Scotch egg, which was
damn game.
which was an egg in a kilt. And the other one was where he brought in a mole, and he said if that mole's name is William Burroughs, it's going to go mental. But it wasn't. It was just called Ian or something.
I don't know. It seems to make mad.
I'm laughing about jokes I made like 8 years ago that weren't very good.
To be fair, this advanced unusual material. So.
Yeah.
Stab him. Yes.
It really should just be a button for shoving him off.
What was that thing in Mass Effect 2 where you had interrupts? Yeah, good.
Interrupts?
Yeah, so in the first one, like if you had enough of the conversation, there could be like interrupts for your Paragon, your Renegade. So the Renegade one might be, had enough talking to Stella, shut him out the window. Or summon some rats. Well played, Tim.
Yes. Now look.
Try again.
Okay, I'm going to pop up to some games. I'll see you guys later.
That's me in the podcast, Charles.
What, you got a microphone, buddy?
Yes, we have! What an idiot.
Yeah, we're not talking for our own entertainment here.
Right,
Or yours. Really?
Yeah. Mass Effect, you said.
Yeah, Mass Effect 2. It's like, you could right click or left click. And what the fuck are you doing?
I almost walked over the banister railing, which has the exact opposite effect in physical gameplay that it should have in real life.
See, now the rats will follow you around.
Right, Mass Effect 2. Or was it 1?
I finished what I was saying, you just ignored me.
How can this be at the top of a lighthouse?
What do you mean?
Who was Burroughs again?
He was the leader of the conspiracy, who became Lord Regent.
Oh, yeah.
There he is. No, that's the Spy Master.
Yeah.
Why is there still a big portrait of him? Because we deposed him 4 missions ago.
Yeah. Well, they've probably got a backlog of stuff to do cleaning up these levels, haven't they, to be fair to them? It's all gone a bit Bioshock, to be honest.
Have you seen they're making new Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines?
I noticed that, which is ridiculous. What's a sequel, 13 years after the original, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
but it's made by Paradox, or published by Paradox, because they own White Wolf Publishing now. So
right.
they own the
actual...
rights to it. But there was a big old palaver last year with...
Big old what?
Palaver.
Okay, fine.
Where the lead writer turned out to be a massive, neo-Nazi racist person.
Really?
Well, it was absolutely horrendous. Like he said that the current, actual, real-life pogrom, stuff against Jews in the Czech Republic or wherever it is, or Croatia or somewhere, I can't remember exactly where, was the machinations of vampires.
Well, he really felt that?
No, as in he said in the fiction, there's stuff happening right now, lots of people being killed, and people being evicted from their homes. Is the thought of century-old vampires having a feud?
Right.
And this was a major political incident.
It's sort of like using the fiction to explain away things in real life that obviously it does sound about as tasteless as you could possibly get. But it's time for the rats, isn't it? What do we have to do?
Well, you can kill them both, you can rats them. Killed Emily and him.
No, it hasn't.
So Emily's hanging there. That worked pretty well.
Press F to rats Emily. So you get a second chance.
Oh wait,
there.
no, the Burroughs was the old guy, the Spy Master. Havelock was the lead guy. She's on our level.
I like that because she becomes if it's high chaos, she becomes a tyrant. Hostiles killed 36, civilians killed 1, alarms wrong 0, technically. Dead on Conscious Body found 16, overall chaos high.
It was basically a ghost rune.
no runes, no nothing. We got most of the coins.
That was that one bag of coins you found.
Yeah. There's nothing to spend them on now, that's it.
It's the end.
Hey, I actually quite like these. This is quite a good way of doing the cutscenes.
Tell us that the daughter of a murdered empress ascended the throne up a mountain.
Well, it won't do, but the canonical one is low chaos, as we'll see in Dishonored 2.
Corvo? No.
Corvo's not a bit.
They'll say
do you think that's
a bit 90s goth there?
Yeah.
Came to power in an age of terror.
Anyway, on that subject, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines.
Bloodlines 2, yeah.
Yeah.
It looks quite interesting. It's got good authors. And using Unreal Engine 5, or whatever the most modern one is. But the first one famously used the Source engine, which is the Half-Life 2 engine. Before Half-Life 2 was released, they had a beta version.
Right.
So the first game released with the Source engine, which meant it was exceptionally buggy. Here lies Samuel Beechler, who we stabbed off a boat.
He has made his last voyage.
But whether the stories
onto a knife.
told mention you by name or not, she will remember you were there, Corvo.
So wait a minute, do you play as Corvo in part 2?
You can do. You play as Corvo or Emily, but that's long before the events of this, because she's like 20 or so in the second game.
Oh yeah.
One of the interesting things about the second game is there's a lot more proactive stuff around women, because in the first game they're very passive, either murdered like the Empress, or a whore like Emily, or murdered again,
or the one who we were staring at in the bath.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, the second one there's not more proactive, so you've got Obviously Emily Gordon, the main character, but Delilah and the other woman who's assistant who works at the Royal Conservatory and all this business. And there's a lot less sexualization. I mean, as you can see from that picture, most of them in the game are in a whorehouse.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, that was Dishonored 1. The final 2 levels of Dishonored 1, we streamed the other stuff live and didn't bother recording.
And rightly failed to record it, therefore history will not remember it, sadly.
Yeah. Dishonored 2, I think, is a much superior game in general. The plotting is not as good. It's a lot more straightforward, just a series of, kill the guy selected with the plot and then kill the main guy. But level design is excellent. There's a few more gimmick levels, but they're done very, very well, like cracking the slab and tracking the time.
Cracking the slab is a masterpiece.
And also the power is a lot more kinetic.
The Clockwork Mansion's quite good. I don't know if it was very good, really.
It's the kind of thing, again, like the thing we were saying with the design of the fort not really being able to stop you, being the thing that makes sense both in and out of the game. The Clockwork Mansion is very, very, very impressive if you first go in, because the most intricate animations are the very first one, I believe. And that makes sense both in-game and out-of-game, because every player will see that, and also every visitor to the mansion will see that.
Yeah, alright, fine, but it's only that the Clockwork Mansion was one of those things where it was, before the game came out, there was loads of promo stuff about it, and I kind of was imagining that it would be something that would more resemble the kind of maze bit of it, but on a larger scale, the bit with the shifting walls and stuff, where it's kind of like you can actually move rooms around or something. But you can't. Oh look, Granny Rags, Susan Sarandon. Lena Headey,
she's in Dread and Game of Thrones.
Alternate Street speaker Carrie Fisher, who played Princess Leia, Brad Dourif, Michael Madsen. It's actually a crazy celeb cast, isn't it?
Yeah. The second one, I don't think has any celebrity voices, but
yeah, but continuing what I was saying about the Clockwork Mansion, it has all these kind of levers, but generally they just switch kind of one bit of the level from one setting to another. Individual ones don't kind of interact with each other. It's not even the kind of thing where you need to work out the combination of levers in order to go through. It's just like pull a lever and the wardrobe will swing around.
What's that film, Cube, where they're trapped in this shifting maze?
Yeah. The other one I remember is from the video game Dark Forces. Remember the first Star Wars shoot-'em-up from about 1994?
Suddenly I do.
Yeah.
It is pre-Half-Life, you can tell that, because they're like control rooms which you only reach at the end of sort of 14 miles of peculiar jumping puzzles, rather than something that actually made sense to citizens in the real world.
Yeah, but it had this thing where the Imperials kept all the secret plans in a vault or whatever, and the vault was like 3 concentric rings of doors, and you could press switches on the outside that would open doors and close them in combination, so you had to figure out a combination that let you pass into the first ring, round to a switch that would open the door to the second ring, and then into the third ring and into the centre and get the stuff. And there was one room that it was logically impossible in that to ever actually get into, and I spent absolutely ages trying to figure out if a combination of doors would get you in. But apparently not, no. Yeah, before realising, with notes on paper, but there was literally no way of doing it.
Anyway, the point you're making with Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines is it looks like it's going to be one of the things like this, and it's a sim. So hopefully a bit more interactivity than the first game.
Wait, it's going to be what?
Much like Prey or Dishonored, it's going to be an immersive sim. Which is
that what you call this, an immersive sim?
Yeah, it's sort of the overarching thing that covers stuff, sort of faux RPG elements.
Well, I get that, but on the other hand, this is very much more a linear sequence of levels rather than Vampire the Masquerade, where you could actually wander around and go into different areas, and it had open maps like Deus Ex does.
Yeah, but Prey, for example, which is the third modern game by these guys, Dishonored 2 and Prey, very good, is basically entirely open world. Once you get to the guts, you can go anywhere.
Really?
And you'll understand that reference when we do Prey, which may be next, or maybe Dishonored 2.
Okay, fine. Yes, we probably do Prey. I haven't actually played it.
Yeah. So you can do probably you do the first part of the game, because...
do you like how the best, most interesting content we do is when we're not actually playing the game, we're just sitting here? We could just do a video games podcast instead of this thing where we distract ourselves by waffling on about rats and me getting killed doing sword fights.
Potentially, yes, we could do that.
Yes.
We could do that alongside. One thing I've noticed is that I don't know if it's because I play the games more, but I'm better at chatting while playing the game than you are.
Also better at actually playing the game.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, far. I don't know. I just haven't got anywhere near as good at figuring out what the hell. Yeah.
No. Anyway, so that's the end of this episode, which included lots of talk about what the next episode is going to be, because we haven't actually thought that far ahead. And thank you for listening. And how do you turn this thing off?
Hopefully that mostly concludes our community service of being forced to do these.
Yeah, now I have to do more because we made them.
Yeah, yes, exactly. It's a vicious circle, really.